Welcome back to Brown Sugar. That's S-U-G-A, not S-U-G-A-R. So, once again, we're all things pound cake, so we're getting ready to make us a lemon cream cheese pound cake, which is one of my favorite, and then we're gonna top it off with the lemon glaze, okay? So once again, first thing, sanitation, always a must, so we have our gloves on. I have my ingredients. I have my 4 sticks of butter, my stick of cream cheese, I have my salt, I have my magic gift, I have my lemon zest, I have freshly squeezed lemon juice, I have some baking powder, I have my 6 eggs, and then I will be using vanilla and lemon extract. I have my cake flour and my sugar. Are we ready to get started? So first, once again, we're going to measure our dry ingredients. We're going to take 3 cups of our cake flour, and we're going to level it, spoon it, and then level it off because we do not want a heavy, dense cake. So we're going to take our spoon, and remember, we're going to take our spoon and we're going to shake our cup so that the flour can settle in the cup, so that we make sure there's no gaps in it, because we want to make sure it's an actual cup. So I'm going to tap it. And the reason why I tap is to make sure that any flour can fall to the bottom to make sure I have a complete cup. Then I'm going to come in, I'm going to level it off. And I think it's just my little OCD kicking in. And I think me being a makeup artist, I pay attention to the details. Being a hairstylist and makeup artist, you have to pay attention to the details. So I think this definitely translates well when you're coming to baking, because baking is a science. So now we're going to do another cup. Now once again, choose your cake flour of choice, or you can use all-purpose flour and then use your baking powder, baking soda, all those type of things. But for me, I personally like cake flour because it's sifted nicely and I don't have to worry about sifting it. All right, I'm gonna do another tap just to make sure that I have no gaps or holes in my cup. I'm going to come back, I'm gonna level it off again. Just making sure it's real, and I'm not pressing down when I'm leveling off. All right, we have cup number 2, and we're gonna do our last cup. And normally one box of cake flour can at least get me about 2 cakes. I can normally get 2 pound cakes out of 1 box of cake flour. So we're gonna tap. And then we're gonna level off again. Making sure I'm not digging my leveler into the flour, I'm just really scraping the top. All right, so now we have all of our flour in our bowl. So now we're gonna get ready. We're gonna maneuver this out of the way. Now we're gonna come back in. We're gonna add our baking powder. We have 1 teaspoon of baking powder. We have my secret ingredient that helps make my cake extra moist. We're gonna pour that out. I have leveled off 5.1 ounces. We're gonna do a pinch of salt. A pinch of salt for me, if you're gonna use a measuring spoon, I normally do a half of a 16th or an 1/8. So very minimal, and it's just to balance some of the sweetness, that's all. So now we're gonna incorporate this all together. And we're gonna set this to the side. So now all of this is incorporated together, now we're gonna go into our wet ingredients. Now with this, we're gonna take our sticks of butter. So we have 4 sticks of our butter. We're gonna put these sticks of butter into our mixer. Make sure your butter is at room temperature. All your ingredients need to be at room temperature. They help to mix and blend easier. I like the KitchenAid mixer because I like the size of it and I like the durability of it. Versus a hand mixer, I don't have to worry about my arms getting tired. So I prefer a stand mixer because of the width and the depth of it, and then I don't get tired. All I gotta do is maneuver a button on the side. Also, I like a lot of KitchenAid products. My toasters are KitchenAid, I like KitchenAid products. Now we're gonna come in with our stick of cream cheese. Room temperature. We're gonna try to stay nice and neat. Now that we have our butter and our cream cheese, now we're getting ready to go in with our sugar. We have 3 cups of flour, cake flour. Now we're gonna do our 3 cups of our sugar. Same exact thing. We're going to scoop our sugar into our measuring cup. I'm shaking it. And once again, I like to shake it because sugar is a little bit more thinner than flour. So you can either tap it, or I like to shake it, and then I'm gonna come in and level it off once again. So you see how smooth that is? I'm just leveling it off. And if you feel like you have too much, go back over it. All right, so now we're gonna come in and we're gonna pour this directly into our mixture with our butter and our cream cheese. So we're gonna do 3 cups. Now your preference of sugar, sugar, sugar. There are some brands that I do like, I have preference over, but sugar, at the end of the day, sugar is sugar. It's gonna do what it needs to do. It comes from the cane. All right, so now we're gonna come in. I'm gonna make sure that this is, so I can add a little bit more sugar to this one because I see that it is. So I can level it off a little more. All right, so now we have our 2nd cup. Oh, I see a little bit more space. Now me, I'm a little OCD. I'm gonna make sure it's completely level. All right, cup number 2. We're gonna pour directly into our mixture, and this is gonna be our last cup. So what I'm doing is just shaking it so that I can level it off. I'm gonna level it off with my leveler. This is actually an icing spatula. I like to use these when I bake because it really helps me level off my dry ingredients. All right, so that's cup number 3. So now we're going to begin to cream our butter and our sugar together, and then we're gonna come in and add some more wet ingredients, and then we're going to come in with our flour. So I'm gonna start off with it a little slow, just so nothing goes anywhere, then I'm gonna build up the speed. Now we're looking for a creamy consistency, and I'm gonna show you the consistency once it creams together. This is why you want your ingredients at room temperature, because they can blend better with each other. So now I'm cranking up the speed, because now I really want it to turn. It's almost turning, look, into butter right now. You can hear it. So now I'm gonna come in really quick. I'm gonna scrape my sides really quick, because I want to get all this goodness in here. So now I'm going to turn this right back on again, because now I've scraped a lot of the mixture from the paddle and from the sides, because I want to make sure this is creamy and well incorporated. All right, so we're going to bring it up again. We'll start it off a little slower, and then we're going to build the speed up. Now we're starting to look the way we want it to look. And also you want to mix it well so there are no lumps. So I built the speed up so now I can remove any lumps that I may see. And I'm going to cream it for about 30 seconds to a minute. If you see any lumps, just turn it off and then scrape your sides again. Scrape your paddle. And if you look, it's starting to come the way we want it to come out. So if you look at it, you can actually see the blend that we're looking for. And I'm gonna blend it a few more minutes. All right, so now we're ready to move on. So at this point, I'm gonna get ready, and I'm going to add my eggs. So we're gonna crack our eggs one at a time, and we're gonna mix them into our actual mixture right here. I'll take this bowl right here. I'm just gonna crack them. And I'm gonna incorporate it 1 egg at a time. I'm gonna incorporate this egg, and you're only gonna mix it well enough just for you to blend it, incorporate it. We don't wanna overbeat the egg. So just enough where it's well blended. That's well blended. Because we're going to do some mixing later on. And if you want, you can go ahead and crack all 6 if you want, because I do use 6 eggs. And once you crack them all, just pour them in the batter 1 at a time. So I have 3 here in the bowl, so I'm going to start with just 1 egg. And if 2 falls in, it's okay. It's not going to kill us. So we're doing is just incorporate it. I'm gonna need one more egg. All right, and we can actually, while that's still going, we can, that egg, because it's on a lower speed. So we're gonna cut that off. Now we have our last 2 eggs we're going to crack and apply and pour it in our mixture. Making sure that we don't get any shells. All right, so we're gonna pour our 5th egg. We're gonna mix this in really quick. And then while that's going, we're gonna pour our last egg. All righty, so now we have incorporated our eggs. Now that our eggs are incorporated, now we're gonna get ready to do our actual extract. So I'm going to actually use lemon extract and vanilla extract. We're gonna also use some lemon juice when we incorporate our cake flour mixture, and then we're gonna use some fresh lemon zest. We're gonna use a teaspoon of each. Now, if you want, you can omit the vanilla and just do 2 teaspoons of lemon, but for me, I'm gonna do 1 of each. The reason why I'm only gonna do 1 teaspoon of lemon is because I still have fresh lemon juice that I squeezed, and I have fresh lemon zest, the zest from the outside of the lemon. So we're gonna pour both of our extracts. And we're gonna do a quick little stir for these. We're just gonna stir these up. Not nothing high. So now here comes the fun part. So this is our cake flour mixture that we're going to use. Now with our cake flour mixture we're going to use, we're going to alternate between our cake flour mixture and our freshly squeezed lemon juice. So we're going to start off with our cake flour mixture, and then we're going to alternate. So just get a regular measuring cup, and so once again, I like to pour. Let's scrape these sides really quick. Make sure everything is incorporated really, really well. Then let's do one more blend before we add our cake flour, because I don't want any lumps. So now, let's do one, since I've scraped the sides, let's do one little quick mix. All right, so now we're gonna alternate between our flour and our lemon juice. So I'm gonna start off with my cake flour mixture first. Remember, this has my baking powder, a little bit of salt, my mystery ingredient, and then also our 3 cups of cake flour. So we're gonna start off slow with the flour because we don't want it to go everywhere. This does come with a guard, but guards get in my way. So now we're gonna build the speed up now that it's starting to incorporate really good. All right, so remember, every time I mix flour in, I do like to go in and scrape my paddle down, and I like to scrape my sides, because now we're gonna alternate and we're gonna add our freshly squeezed lemon juice. This is not lemon juice out of the bottle, it was freshly squeezed. So you need a 1/4 of a cup of lemon juice. Freshly squeezed lemon juice. So it normally takes a lemon and a half to get that much. So now we're gonna come in with we're just gonna pour a little bit of our lemon juice in here. All right, and we're gonna mix that. So we're gonna alternate, and you can smell the freshness of the lemon. Just incorporate it. So now we're gonna go back with some more flour. We're gonna put it all around our bowl. Just to make sure we get in where we're supposed to. We're gonna start off a little slow. And then once I feel like it's starting to incorporate really good, then we'll speed it up so that the flour does not go everywhere. There we go. So just enough to get it mixed really well. And you really want to start off with your flour and end with your flour. So now we're going to pour some more lemon juice. We're going to mix that. All right. We're going to add some more flour. And then we're we're gonna mix this in. We're gonna come in with one more lemon juice and we're gonna do our last little bit of our flour. You can smell the freshness of the lemon. It smells so good. Because it's a lemon cream cheese pound cake, so we want to be able to smell and taste the lemon, right? All right, we're gonna pour our last little bit of our fresh lemon juice. And now we're gonna mix this a little bit really quick. And now we're gonna incorporate the last of our flour. So I'm gonna take the last little bit of our flour, I'm just really gonna shake it in because I don't have a full bowl of flour, so it's easy for me just to shake this in. Then we're gonna come in with our fresh lemon zest. This is lemon zest from the peel of the lemon. So once I do this last flour, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna scrape my bowl once again. So now I'm gonna scrape my paddle and my bowl. If I see any little areas where I see extra flour, this will give me the opportunity to shake it into my batter, and then I'm able to mix it even more. So let's scrape these sides, because we want all of our goodness. We want all. I'm hoping this is gonna help you guys make your cakes at home. Once again, everybody has their own way of making their cakes. But this is the way I like to make mine, because I like my cakes moist, and I like them to taste like pound cakes. So the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go in and actually add our lemon zest. I'm gonna do one little quick mix of this, and then we're gonna go in with our lemon zest. And then we're gonna be ready to pour it into our cake pan. All right, so now I'm gonna come in with my lemon zest. You can buy lemon zest, but you normally have to buy it from a pastry store, like a restaurant depot. There's maybe a pastry depot. You can get fresh lemon zest from there, or I normally will zest it, and it'll take about 10 to 11 lemons to get this amount of zest that you need. So I'm just gonna come in and shake this in here all throughout. And now we're going to put it on stir. This is really gonna amplify your lemon. You can just smell the aroma of the freshness of the lemon. Who has lemon pound cake don't taste like no lemon? I don't want nobody talking about, we don't want that. We want it to be lemon. As soon as we bite into it, oh, this is a lemon cream cheese pound cake, absolutely. I don't want nobody talking about, I can taste the lemon. All right, so now we're gonna come in and scrape our sides again. And this time I'm gonna go with my spatula and I'm gonna stir my actual zest in just to make sure it's well incorporated, to make sure nothing is sticking to the bottom. We definitely don't want them asking where is the lemon. So now that's really good. So I'm gonna take my paddle off really quick. There we go. I'm gonna come in and I'm literally gonna detach the bowl, because I wanna come around and show you once again the batter. And then you'll be able to see the actual lemon zest. You'll be able to see the flakes in it. But the lemon cream cheese is one of my favorite pound cakes. I know there are many sour cream pound cakes. Some people have 7-Up pound cake, regular vanilla pound cake. Lemon cream cheese, though, is one of my favorite pound cakes. All right, so now, because I want all my stuff, y'all. I don't know about y'all, but I want all my goodness. So now, I'm gonna come in and scrape my bowl really, really good. And now I'm just gonna make sure that my zest is well incorporated. You'll be able to see the zest flakes in here. So if you look at the batter, you can see the batter. You can see how creamy it is. So now we're getting ready to pour it into our cake pan. So once again, like I did before, I'm going to use my purple cake pan the ribbon that goes around my cake pan. Once again, I do like to use these because they help to knock your cake, so your cake, the edges don't get burned, and it helps to cook your cake evenly, especially around the top, because these pans hold so much heat, it keeps your pan cool while it's actually baking. So you're gonna take this, you're gonna saturate it with cool water, no warm water, thoroughly overly saturate. So it takes about 2 to 3 minutes. Then when you get through, you're going to actually squeeze it. You're not going to wring it out, but you're going to squeeze it out. And then you're going to put it around your cake pan before you pour your cake in there. All right, so I'll be right back. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get our cake pan ready. All right, so now we're back. I have wet my band that goes around my cake pan. So now we're going to take our cake pan. I'm going to actually place it. And I'm going to bring it all the way to the top. This will keep your cake pan cool while it is baking so that your edges are not burnt and dry. So now this time, I'm going to use my cooking spray with flour. I'm going to make sure I thoroughly saturate it. Once again, if it doesn't fit properly, you can make these fit because these are adjustable. And I just stick like a little bobby pin just to make sure they snug and hug my pan. So now I'm going to my pan all over. I don't like nothing to stick. Because this is a light color pan on the inside, sometimes I just have to make sure that I'm able to see everywhere. All right, so now our pan is completely greased and floured because this particular spray has the flour built into it. Like we did last time, we're going to pour our mixture. I'm actually going to use my turntable here. So now we're going to take our batter. We're going to scrape our sides. We're going to make sure it smells so good. First, I'm going to let it pour, and then if I need to help the batter out, then I'll come back and help the batter. All right, so here we go. As I'm turning my turntable, I'm just turning my turntable just to get an even fill it up evenly. Because then I'm going to tap it and I'm going to spread it out. And because this one has fresh lemon juice in it, this one will be a smidget smoother than my regular pound cake because this one does have the fresh lemon juice in it. So it's gonna have a smoother consistency, but it's all the same. It's all gonna work out. So now we're gonna come in and get any extra that's on the bottom. It smells good. Smells like lemon. There's nothing like that fresh lemon spell. All right, we want all our goodness. We want all our batter. So once again, we're gonna scrape it like kids licking the bowl. And then we're gonna bake it on the same exact temperature, 325 for an hour and 25 minutes. Now, if your oven, if you know your oven, if you make pound cakes and you know how your oven cooks, cook it like you would normally cook your pound cakes. So if your oven cooks kind of quick and you know that, still use on the temperature that you would normally bake your pound cakes. But I bake mine at 325 for an hour and 25 minutes. All right. Now we're gonna come in and we're gonna spread our batter. And we're just spreading to make sure it's even. And then we're gonna do a little tapping just to make sure that there are no air pockets. And then we're gonna put this in the oven, 325 for an hour, 25 minutes. So we're gonna tap it a little bit. And now we're getting ready to put our lemon cream cheese cake in the oven. So our oven has been preheated. It is on 325. You want to make sure that your cake is sitting in the center of the oven. So if you need to adjust any racks, adjust your racks. So let's talk, let's just chat. So I got into baking really back in 2011. I've always been a cooker. I've always loved to cook. I've learned how to cook from my mother, my aunt, my stepmother, my grandmother. Like I've learned to cook over the years. But I really got into baking back in 2011. I wanted to learn how to decorate cakes because they were just so pretty to me. So I decided to take a cake course in decorating cakes. So this is where it all started. I'm originally from Tennessee, but I was raised in Panama City, Florida. So I say I'm from Florida because I was there so young. I was there from elementary school all the way up to high school. Cooking is therapeutic for me. I feed people and I continue to cook as long as they eat. When they stop eating, that's when I stop cooking. But baking has become another passion for me. And I really just got into it because I wanted to start cake decorating. But I never forget, it was a Thanksgiving and I had made a whole bunch of cookies. I had made some oatmeal cranberry. I had made Reese chip cookies and I had made some chocolate chip cookies. Everything was from scratch. And my brother was like, man, you ought to sell this. He was real talk, he was out to sell it. He's like, you ought to sell it. So when the pandemic hit and everybody was at home doing stuff, I started baking, and that is how Brown Sugar came into fruition. And it's S-U-G-A, not S-U-G-A-R. It's twofold. So Brown Sugar came from me as a Black African-American woman, and the word sugar is a term of endearment in the African-American community. We say, come here, sugar, or give me some sugar. So that is where it came from, because I wanted to be oriented just because I love hard, and I'm a natural nurturer. So the young lady that you see on my apron, that is a picture of me when I was a little girl. That is how Brown Sugar came about. I wanted to be a term of endearment to know that I'm cooking with love. So I'm in Marietta, Georgia, as y'all saw the A. I do ship, we do baked goods, which is a cake that a lot of people don't really know about. It's a hummingbird cake, which is one of my favorite cakes. I do relatives, I do pound cakes, I do sweet potato pies, I do oatmeal cranberry cookies, I do Reese chip cookies, chocolate chip cookies. I love to bake. So if you want, you can definitely put orders in. You can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Facebook, it's Brown Sugar Cookie Company. Cookies is where I started out. And then I branched off in doing desserts like cakes and pies of those nature. I make fresh apple pies, I do all that. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. So y'all give me your feedback, talk to me. Where y'all from? How many of y'all out there bake? How many of y'all like to bake? And I'm talking about like to bake. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Rolling out pie crust, we're gonna talk about Pillsbury. Like, I don't roll out pie crust like that, but if I need to, I will. But for me, I just think it's about the love that I like to show. And this is the way I definitely show love, is through feeding people and being that nurture. So I wanna welcome y'all into my world. I wanna be a part of your world. This is not the last you're gonna see of Brown Sugar, because we on a trajectory. We're gonna have an awesome time. I'm getting ready to show you guys a lemon glaze. Now, with your lemon cream cheese pancake, you don't have to have a glaze if you don't want, because sometimes that may be too sweet for you. Me personally, I don't have to have a glaze. I don't, but some people like a glaze. So I'm gonna show you how I do a quick, easy glaze. It's nothing to it, and then once the cake cools, we can glaze the cake. And Brown Sugar, you can have your lemon cream cheese pound cake.